Thank you very much, Lottie. And yeah, it's time for our next game, Andy. And TOX Gaming, the first time that we get to have a proper look at these guys, as far as, you know, being here in the booth, casting away at them. And Mentality Esports, as you can tell by the guys on the desk, I think they've got a bit of an uphill battle, but it's the final Halo 5 tournament. I mean, what a scalp to take, right?
Exactly. Let's put it on the line here at this event. Of course, they have nothing really nothing to lose in this series. Here you go into bracket play, and they're going to put everything on the line. Okay, well, let's talk about TOX. Coming off the back of London, I mean, that second best of 7, I mean, we joke about it because, we had a few words between the series, and we were like, should we share with the world what we said to each other, what I said to you? I can tell you exactly what you said to me. I think, maybe actually I can't now that I think about exactly what you said to me, but I remember after it wasn't clean. You're misremembering. Okay. After the first series, I think you had commented, man, these tournaments all kind of go the same, right? Splyce comes in and they just upset in the finals and they make quick work, but as we all know, a very different TOX came out in that second best of 7. Will it be the same TOX that's here in Atlanta? Here we are, game number 1, Truth capture the flag. Well, for Mentality Esports, then I'm going to certainly hope it's not the same kind of Frosty that was in that second best of 7, because it was one of the most incredible dominating, game-dominating, series-dominating performances we've seen from a player. Lethal picking up a double to start this off, and the pressure already on the Mentality Esports base here, Andy.
We did see a burn there on that. Camo was picked up at 45, and that player was taken down just a few seconds later, so Camo at 45.
Frosty now just being a nuisance under the base. You can see the flag has been moved away. It's being moved now as well, and at the other end side of things as well, it looks like Mentality Esports have tried to get a run on the car side of base. A couple of kills have gone in their way as well. So Frosty being forced back towards car here, drops down behind this player. Easy back smack, and just as things might have looked a little bit worrying, Frosty makes a great play. The flag is back to their base. Now it's just a case of picking up these last few kills and maybe running this one home.
Beautiful play to get the jump, and look at that. Even though he's being engaged there from car 1, just goes top middle, flies right to the enemy base to get the angles. Really creative stuff here from Frosty, really being selective, trigger discipline, knowing exactly when to challenge, and then getting fixed like that as well. Back up onto the sneaky.
Oh, Jazero takes him down finally, but that movement from Frosty, I mean, he's an absolute beast when it comes to this game. He really is still impressing us.
When you get stuck by someone, you do not expect them to thrust towards you, so you kind of go back towards them, but he ends up actually pulling the full switcheroo and stays alive there somehow. It just tells you a little bit about what this guy's capable of.
And Raw 2 gets taken down here with some good shots from Super CC. Let's see some PJ, though. Let's see what Snakebite's doing at the moment. Playing on the back foot at the moment, to be honest, and you have to give some credit here to Mentality. They're doing a great job, and great shots there from Jazero as well. Snakebite mixed 1, and it was made to pay, and the flag's getting across the map now. Super CC could well bring this first flag home. Tonic picks up a kill of his own, and I tell you what, Andy, unless this flag's moving, this is going to be 1-0 to Mentality. There it is.
Bring this in. They are the first to strike, first to put a flag on the board. Super CC knowing that bottom route clearly was safer than the top route up to the sneaky and able to bring that in. So more power to him. Let's take a look at the kills category as well. Right now we do see TOX outslaying 16-12. However, like we just saw, that first flag goes into Mentality.
Now what they need to do is not get stuck on the back foot here, Mentality. They've got to put that first flag in because they were aggressive. They took the game here to TOX Gaming, and Frosty picking up this next camo is going to make things difficult for them. He's been doing a great job of picking up the slays so far and picking up the kills that he needs to, creating opportunities, but it seems like they haven't actually had too many opportunities of actually getting into the Mentality Esports base, as Frosty now picks up a double, and you can see that flag's going to be moving.
Look at that. Such great awareness there, able to stay alive on pink face for so long. Frosty doing well. He's 7-3 right now. Snakebite not doing too bad either. He's 8-4.
Well, there you go. That's going to be the first flag on the board there for TOX Gaming. They tie the game up at 1-1. Little jittery at the start of this one, but it just looks like they're just getting comfortable again on the main stage, and that flag, that was pretty clean.
And it's interesting because, of course, in Halo 5, all these CTFs that are 3 flags to win, you don't have a lot of time, right, to get your bearings in these capture the flag games. However, we constantly see the likes of TOX and Splyce, even if they go down early in a game or down in a series, they somehow pull it out. They don't have the luxury like we did in Halo 2, Halo 3 of a 5-flag CTF to start, where you can let 2 flags, the 3 flags go in and still win the game. Of course, in Halo 5, you let 3 flags go in, that game's over. So even though it took them a moment, right here they are back in the game and now tied up 1-1.
So like here is moving across the map, bottom middle, towards bottom car, and I kind of like the movement. He saw that he was probably going to be overpowered at the pink side of the map here, so move towards the car, move towards his teammate. Looks like they might be looking to move this towards the car, but Royal 2 sat up there, using that little glitch, that head glitch, to make sure that he's keeping himself as covered as possible while taking that battle. And there's those tiny things, Andy, that makes Royal 2 the player he is. Every battle he takes, he tries to squeeze every single advantage he can out of.
He does right now. Not a lot of kills to his name right now. Only 2 kills in the game so far at this point. However, lots of assists there. 7 assists for Royal 2 at this point. point, leading his team in the assist category and leading the game.
There's interesting plays here on the pink side of the map, and it's Jazero who's running this one home. Super CC picks up a kill, and just like that, Mentality Esports. Everyone was writing them off before things started here, and they're now 2-1 up. Just one flag away from winning game number 1.
Yeah, Jazero might even try to fly pink 1 for this camo. You can tell that both teams are very aware of that camo time. Popped up right around 46. We'll get an eye on that. Thank you, Wonder Boy, as you were able to see exactly how Snakebite's able to grab that, picked up at 36. So I'll tell you what, I mean, if you were betting on this series, you probably didn't expect to see Mentality up 2-1 at the 720 mark in this match. These kids are good.
These kids are good. They're here for a reason, Andy. They're not just here to make up the numbers. They want to make a name for themselves here. The final Halo 5 event, as we say. Like I mentioned at the start, what a scalp it would be to take. If you start off by taking a single game, you really can grow from there. And I've been so impressed with their defensive plays around their base, Andy. Picking up the kills that they should be picking up. And I know that sounds very simple, but a lot of people get phased when they come up against Snakebite, Royal 2, etc. Even when they're a shot down, they're winning those battles.
And what's interesting is TOX continues to outslay here, 38-33. However, in the objective category, of course, Mentality leading at this point. Super CC not really showing any signs of stopping. They've got a car push and a ping push, 2-prong coming in.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who picks up some kills here, because if it goes
amazing
to the guys on Mentality, then they could potentially get this flag out. Lethal's going to be caught off guard here. This is a big 1v1, and Super CC wins it. And he might be able to get that flag out. Unfortunately for him, that tiny little stutter might have just stopped this run.
It took them just a little bit too long to get that going, but I can't telling you enough about Super CC right there. Flies in, engages top base, stays alive bottom base, kills another player, and engages a third as well. If he continues that, we could see them easily bury this third flag.
Yeah, they're looking really good at the moment, to be honest, Mentality Esports. And we have to remember, they 3-0'd straight ripping. They've put in some really, really solid series performances so far. And I know TOX is a completely different beast, but you can see why these guys have looked so good so far in this tournament.
Yes, indeed. And now we're really only about 2 or 3 kills separating them in the kills category. So the guys at Mentality have clawed their way back in the slaying department as well. Yeah, the worry for them, though, is, as you say, the last player alive there was caught in the car bubble. Royal 2's managed to get across the base, and he's going to tie things up here. And it's surprise, surprise. We talked about this, Andy, before this series started. How many teams have had their dreams crushed by either TOX or Splyce throughout Halo 5? And just when you think we've got a chance, we can take a game, they just turn up and they just shut things down. I do believe we did see Camo spawn, however, didn't see a grab yet. That's because Royal 2 was waiting for it. I think we're going to see one of the Mentality players fly in to grab that, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's Tolik. He's going to grab that, so potentially a go-ahead opportunity. And of course, not only that, but a game-winning flag if he's able to play this right. But TOX very aware of that camo, and they do well to neutralize it.
Yeah, Super CC is going to get chased down here by Frosty in the pink tower. He gets taken down by Frosty as well, and now you're seeing defensive plays again, but it's allowing Lethal to move up the map a little bit. Getting to pink 2, the grenade is good and finds its target. 2 players are falling in front of him. Lethal now has the 1v1 against Jazero. Can he win it? And again, just good defensive plays, but Lethal controlling this pink tower. Still can't quite finish off this kill P1 though.
In the kill feed, Super CC gets another kill back on his own flag. Again, a huge defensive final kill despite having 2 guns on him. Is able to stop that flag run once again. TOX is looking dangerous here though. They right now are going to start that run again.
Yeah, all about the kill feed now. If you see TOX kills, this could well be a flag conversion. 3 players are going to fall. You can see the last player alive at the moment is Envoy, and he's under the base. He needs to win this battle, but the movement again from Frosty, good.
Team nade.
However, a team nade is going to help him out of that difficult situation.
TOX team nade, you don't always see that coming in. That's going to make sure they at least kill the player who was car 1 and the most likely to run that flag.
Yeah, Tolik with a big kill there. Great help coming in from his teammate as well. They get the return, Andy. They're doing such a great job of getting these reads.
I mean, all credit to Envoy for able to get that player weak, but I think the team nade blew that game-winning flag cap just now.
Camo's going to be coming up around 20, so around 40 seconds till the next camouflage here, Andy. Jazero, I think he's aware that there's a player sneaking around his base, and again, it's Mentality Esports who are on the back foot. Player jumps up, surprise, surprise. Who is it on that pink ledge? It's, of course, it's Frosty. He's pretty much made it his home so far. He's managed to get this one out. Snakebite picking up some kills here. Now this is worrying times. Mentality defensively have been really impressive, but Lethal and Snakebite combined, and now you're going to see that flag moving.
Tolik also pulls a flag on the other side. You see the flag is out. He's trying to make something happen in a last-ditch effort to fly out and get this stop.
And all this time, he's just allowing his teammates to get across the map. Big kill there from Envoy on the flag, takes down Royal 2. You can see another player here is going to be Tolik in position. If he wins this battle against Lethal, they might be able to get this return as well.
They're going to get it, but Frosty does get the camo behind him.
They're
going to run this in. They're going to count this if they get the return. Taking a look at exactly where that return is.
They get the re! Mentality Esports take game number 1 here. That dream hack. Oh my word, nobody saw this coming, Andy. Nobody saw this coming.
Outslayed 69-57. yet they pull out the win in that game. A lot to focus on towards the end of the game. You saw Frosty opted to pick up that camo. And of course, you need to also focus on the cap that they were working for as well as their own return. But look at TOX in the end. The lone player who's alive gets the flagpole, gets the flag out of the base, and just like you said, Onset, it paved the way for his teammates to fly into that base, and we saw a really good series of kills from them. They disregarded the camo, what felt like entirely, and they go ahead and just run that flag the other way.
Yeah, I don't really know how to look at that game, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if it was mentality being exceptionally good or TOX being a little bit sloppy. And usually when you see that collapse coming in from TOX on their opponent's base, you're so used to see that kill feed just light up with TOX, TOX, TOX. And
it looks so
just
good.
doesn't happen so many times for them. And I don't know if it was slightly miscommunication maybe with a couple of kills not getting finished, but mentality defensively in their base, so effective. You almost expected every time that TOX got into the mentality base to get that flag out, but they barely got the flag actually moving.
Right, and you can't, I mean, talk enough about how the guys on the other side of the mentality esports, I mean, these guys, if you're not familiar with their names, they're very talented players who've been playing a lot of Halo 5 these past 3 years, and it really shows in terms of you see that first win on the scoreboard against a team like TOX, especially how hot with TOX was coming off of London. That's a big win, but they're going to need to continue it through this series.
Yeah, for sure. And we've seen, you know, Splyce dropping games. We've seen TOX dropping games now to teams that we wouldn't expect them to. However, it's a best of 5, Andy. It's a best of 5. And the next game, of course, I believe is going to be Coliseum Slayer, I'm pretty sure. So we'll keep an eye on if that's going to be the case. And I've just looked at the stats momentarily there, and I believe Royal, too, was 7 and 14.
He was.
Which is unheard of.
It is. Like we said, with 14 assists, but Frosty goes 24 and 13. And they lose. He can't be too happy about that. On the other side, standout performance is TOX. He led his team in both kills and deaths, 18 and 15 for him.
Yeah, solid stuff from Mentality Esports, and that's going to actually make them believe they can win a series here. I mean, all the guys on the desk, including ourselves, we didn't give them any chance, to be honest with you. Kind of disregarded what their potential, you know, winnability was of this series. But if they win a game, they win that game number 1. I know it sounds really, really silly, but it's just 2 more games. 2 more games of Halo 5.
As this game is loading up here in Coliseum, I have to say 2 quick things to remember. That team nade, I think, blew the game for TOX.
Yeah.
And TOX play won the game.
That was such a huge
mentality.
play.
And that's going to need to continue to happen. Mentality needs the cards to fall in their favor, and they're going to need players to step up in these clutch moments.
Well, here we go then. Game number 2. Sniper rifle on the map, of course. 50 kills to win, and that rocket launcher. We're going to start off with Super CC from Mentality Esports. He had a great game. He was making all sorts of nuisance-based plays in that game number 1. Let's see if he can get his hands on a power weapon.
As you see, a teammate falls. Somehow, Super CC does well to stay alive, but that collapse is coming. 3 kills go to TOX off the break, so a very strong open. That's going to earn them a sniper as well.
Yeah, Lethal managed to pick up a triple kill to start things off there. Snakebite finishes things off, and for all of the good that we've talked so far about Mentality Esports, they've lost this opening battle, and that's so bad for them on this, because Coliseum Slayer is all about this opening strategy. You might well see a 15-1, a 16-17 kill run here from the guys on TOX Gaming, because they have all of these weapons, because they have total map control, but there's always a chance to get back into it, and Frosty ripped off TOX's face.
Goodness, what a shot there. Whips it across, looking for more in the cave, but that open that we just saw from TOX, you could tell that they've done that before. You saw how Frosty rotated from the snipe down into the maze, then checks the cave, then comes back, immediately looks back to red cave, right? They know how to rack up some early kills in this game, and Zero gets ripped.
He just got melted across map there. He had the sniper rifle, and I was going to give some credit there to Mentality. They did a really good job of pushing on the snipe side of the map and picking up 2 or 3 kills and keeping this one close, and somehow TOX managed to get that sniper rifle back. So he's going to pick up a kill here on Frosty. Now he's going to be using that scope, looking for any players who are maybe peeking on the snipe side of the map, and he's going to be looking to answer back and rip some faces of his own.
Yeah, it's a good start for him. He's 4-2 right now, second best stats in the game, just behind Lethal, who just went 5-1. But a solid start for him, and he eventually gets taken down by Snakebite, but they need to make sure they not give up any free kills here. Slow things down just a bit if they need to.
Well, here goes Captain Snakebite pushing into red base now, going to have a 1v1, but he's going to be shut down. Again, great baiting and switching there from Mentality Esports. Baiting him in, making him think that he can finish that kill. Another teammate come around the corner and finishes that one off. Frosty now with the sniper rifle in hand. We've seen it flip between the 2 teams quite a lot, and that means that both teams are playing this one quite aggressively here, Andy.
They are, and you have to give credit to Mentality for keeping the game this close. It's a 14-12. Could even be a bit closer in a moment's time, but I tell you what, with as hot as we're seeing TOX on the opening, it was don't forget, it was 6-0.
Yeah.
And now it's 17-12, so they're staying in this game.
17-12 though. This is where things can start to get scary. Just these opening battles, usually a little bit close, and you know, you're thinking, you know, this is going to go to a 50 to 45, something like that, and end up like that. But now it's almost double the score. Snakebite with those rockets has changed the game a little bit. 20 to 12 now, 8 kills the difference, and here comes PJ. He's starting to grow into this series a little bit.
Yep, TOX certainly starting to gain some steam. Let's jump into an Astro listening with this TOX side.
I'm trying to help Matt, guys.
Absolutely.
Still blue window.
Blue window, do blue BR. TDI, I'm going BR. He's top cat already.
Yeah. To red.
Red silver. TDI.
Yeah, I can't see him.
That's all
Blue
blue
BR.
S1.
Snipe's about to drop us.
Do they have old snipe?
They have new one.
Sniper's out.
Okay.
Yeah, they have new one.
Yeah, two blue caves.
Sniper, blue.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah, I'm behind him. I'm going red BR.
Tall.
Yeah, behind you.
I think he's sneaky.
One of his pyramid.
Yeah, he's blue sneaky.
I have one sniper.
And blue.
Blue BR right now.
Yeah, blue BR to cat. One hit blue cave.
Blue BR sniping. Blue found.
Another one blue cave. Blue maze.
Yeah, blue cave. And blue found.
Yeah.
Sniping.
And top rock.
Pyramid weak. Still blue maze staring at TJ.
Committing carbine.
TJ, you hide right there.
Yeah, I got your Shinky TJ. I'm mating it.
Is that found? Found and sniper.
I'm starting out. Blue maze weak.
Sniper one hit blue silver.
Top rockets.
Yeah, blue found. Yo, we should challenge them.
I killed it.
You guys do that. Do that. Walk at them. Did you get the sniper?
I have it.
Okay. I'm gonna push blue elbow.
Rockets in 15.
Fucking come back, snipe.
Yeah, I have snipe. I'm gonna go back to snipe, I guess.
Okay.
Rockets in 10. Let's set up for these new rockets.
And I'm looking. I can
They're gonna be at your snipe.
Another one, red BR.
Which one? Rock tree.
Pushing. Did you get back to blue BR?
Where's red? New rockets, guys. New rockets are about to drop.
Red BR, one hit.
Well, they're listening. It told us quite a lot there about TOX. You heard Frosty trying to, lead the troops a little bit, but then at the end you heard, Royal 2 sounded like he got caught off guard a little bit, and a little bit of moan come out, a little bit of frustration maybe.
It's rare that you hear something like that from this TOX roster. Usually so cool, calm, and collected in their comms, and just like you said on set, whenever you hear a little bit of frustration or a surprise, it's generally because they're watching certain sight lines, they're watching certain angles and expecting certain things to happen, and when those don't go as, think about how many hours of Halo 5 these guys have under their belt. When things don't go as expected, it can certainly kind of frustrate the team, but still looking good here. Of course, up 31 to 26, but Super CC now with one bullet left in the rifle.
Yeah, and if he can use this as well, he creates a 4v3 situation, and unfortunately for him, his teammates are sort of falling around him, and there comes Lethal on the flank. 3 players drop now for Mentality. TOX with a fantastic push, and look at this poor old Envoy. He's going to get caught between Royal 2 and another TOX player, and look at that. Look at the kill lead now. 5, 6, 7, 8 kills between the two teams.
Yeah, I think that was Royal 2 and Snakebite working together. Really 2 players you do not want to end up in the middle of it in any scenario on the opposing side. A 6-kill lead here for TOX. I believe we still do have the rockets in the hands of Snakebite as well. So a comfortable lead here, but as you could tell in the comms from TOX, not really as comfortable as we expect, or that they would like here as they now extended to 7.
Yeah, Snakebite, is having a really big game here. 14 and 10 for him at the moment, and he's really leading the charges as well. He's getting really aggressive onto these Mentality Esports guys. Fantastic shots coming in from Snakebite as well. Should get another easy double here. Last player's on the pyramid. Smartly backs down though, doesn't give that away, but now PJ put him on his back.
Oh my word! I think anyone who saw PJ going for that lift was wondering, is he going to clamber? Is he going to fake the lift? No, he flies up the lift, thrust back to Cat, and wins a battle he should not have won against Jazero.
Yeah, and that's going to turn everything in TOX's favor. You can see at the moment Jazero is now starting to get melted. Just seeing stars appearing in the kill feed as well from Royal 2. This is what TOX needed, that little bit of injection of energy coming from Snakebite.
I mean, look at the score now. 3 kills to go for TOX. It's essentially over. When you hit something like that, not only do you excite your whole team, but you open up that whole side of the map, able to get that kill. Sniper rifle now, you're going to see them just fly into blue cave.
Yeah, they got rockets as well. One more kill. No scope for the win. Snakebite, otherwise it doesn't count. We'll start the game again, and he goes for it just for a second. I thought it was going to happen, but still has the game in his hand. Royal 2 closes that one out, and TOX Gaming, they take game number 2 here, and they really look to find their feet a little bit towards the second half of that game, Andy.
What a game for them. Just like you said, the second half so strong, closing it out 50 to 36. Well, keep in mind, only a 5-kill lead at the 35 mark.
Yeah.
35 to 30, but Snakebite, not only did he have that amazing clip, he also went 18 in 11.
18 and 11 is not bad, is it, really, to be honest with you? It's pretty impressive, to be honest with you. Great numbers coming in from him, but I felt like they needed a spark.
Yeah.
TOX Gaming there, and they got it through Snakebite, through their captain, and those 3 kills in succession really were just something to lift their team. When you're not that player, when you're one of the teammates of PJ there, and you're sat and you see the kill feed just light up and you haven't fired a bullet, it just fills you with so much confidence as a team. It's like, okay, my teammate is on fire. All I've got to do is just support him right now.
That's right. I mean, we saw that also a great start from TOX. You just saw 7-1, but Mentality able to keep it pretty close throughout. You see, they were down 23-13 here, but they managed to bring that all the way back to just a 4 or 5 kill deficit by the late mid game. TOX, like we said during the communication, it was not the most comfortable Slayer for them. However, they were really able to stay on top in terms of once they crossed that 20 kill mark, they're able to stay on top. This is the clip, though. Here we go.
Oh my, sorry to Zero. We had to show you that one again. Whoa. It was so impressive.
Spicy.
Now we move on to our game of number 3, and it's going to be Strongholds on Plaza. Now, this for TOX, I mean, we've seen them absolutely decimate some teams on this, Andy.
Absolutely, and look for Royal 2 to continue what he's been doing. By the way, last game, least deaths in the game with 7, and most assists in the game with 9. He goes 12, 9, and 7 in that match. So really, I mean, you can't say enough about each of the guys in this TOX roster. It's no surprise that game after game, any one of them can have crazy stats and, you know, really crazy clips from each. Such a deadly roster, and it's the reason they've been so successful in this game.
Well, here we go then. Game number 3 is loading up. Strongholds on Plaza, as we say. Keeping control of that camo going to be so important, and you know, Mentality Esports have shown that they could definitely hang in this series. But with a game type like this, it's one of those that can get out of hand super quickly. Yeah. I think sometimes on Mentality, you've kind of got to think through to certain situations you can expect to see yourself in. Yep. What happens? What do we do if we find ourselves under a triple cap? They can't panic. They've got a hold map when they have a 2 cap, if they manage to get that as well. Yep. It's all about decision making, not giving anything away to TOX, making them work as hard as possible for any kind of work.
Yeah, and I have to say, this is an interesting 1-1 to be in, because if I had just walked into the the DreamHack stage here and I saw 1-1 between these two teams, I'm gonna automatically assume that the guys on Mentality stole the Slayer, and that the flag went to TOX. Here it's a very different story. TOX loses the flag, they win the Slayer. So keeping in mind that we did see this Mentality squad already win an intense and fast-paced objective match against TOX, there's no reason they can't do it here as well.
Yeah, exactly. Why not? I mean, they've shown what they could do. They've shown that they can hang, and it looks like the game now is loading in the background. Of course, 100 points to win here on Strongholds as well. Camo top mid every single 2 minutes. Let's start this one off with the man who's given us the highlight today of this series. It is, of course, Captain Snakebite.
Right, and they're not going to panic here off the break. You know that the guys on TOX, they're going to even give up control if they have to make sure that they are the first team to really establish the first solid control.
Yeah, Frosty picks up a double, Snakebite picks up another one, and last player alive here, to be fair to him, has managed to sneak away and get that camo. Look how hard he's making the work. Super C sees a ghost, but finally, Lethal manages to chase the ghost down and put him back to bed.
And that's kind of what I'm talking about. You saw TOX get those first few kills, and then when Super CC is scurrying across top middle, gets the camo and runs away, they have 3 guns on him, they can take him down. So they don't panic off the break, they don't worry about sacrificing too much. Instead, they get this first control, and as long as they get Nest here in a moment, they'll put the first points on the board as well.
Yeah, currently kills 8-2 off the opening there for TOX Gaming. Great start for them as far as Slades is concerned. Didn't get the camouflage, obviously, but managed to get the burn on that one. They've now got control of the Nest and bottom middle. Keep an eye on the kills now. If TOX can pick up a couple of kills and get that first kill in the team battle, you're going to see them immediately put the pressure on that triple cap.
And that camo was a bit late as well, kind of as a result of what we talked about of TOX kind of letting it go in terms of getting this first control. It was at 41, so look at that, 941 for the next camo.
Snakebite then moving through the tramp. Frosty gets taken down bottom mid. You can see maybe a call out there. Expecting to see Torlik maybe pushing down driveway, trying to escape one of the more open areas of the map to one of the more enclosed areas of the map to stay alive, and kills going across the board here. So it looks like Snakebite's recognized the situation, maybe looking for the trade here, capturing the yard, letting that Nest stronghold go, and then they're going to try and battle and keep control of this bottom mid stronghold.
And they almost got the stop as well. Total control for a second, but Juzero did well in Nest to make sure he got that cap up there, so that's going to just help them score right now and put some points on the board finally about 2 minutes into the match for the first time. Next camo's in 20 seconds.
Yeah, that was really impressive there from Mentality Esports. You still, you know, they didn't overstack the Nest stronghold. They decided to start that one off, maybe draw the attention away, and then go for that bottom mid. And look at that, what a turnaround. Momentary total control here for Mentality Esports. Tolik picks up a kill, Super CC picks up another, and there's another TOX player weak here. If they can finish him off, that's going to be 3 dead, and they're going to be right on top of the new power-up as well.
Yeah, Jazeera's up there waiting for it. He's finding some trouble in posters, though, so let's see exactly where that camo goes as it's just about to pop.
Envor trying to get some eyes on it. Envor picks up a nice kill there on Snakebite, who just overextends out. Kills coming in across the board, and 3 full here for TOX. Last player alive is going to be bottom sniper lift, and look at this. Envor, he's hunting for blood.
He's going to try to kill Frosty here. He needs to. Oh, no. Frosty was ready for the push. He had help as well, but he gets the melee and catches Mentality really off guard there as they try to convert there and collapse that last kill. That's one of the things that makes this TOX team so good is there's one player alive and it's a 3v1 rushing a nest. Actually, they're going to get the kill and they're going to turn things around.
And look how hard that Lethal's having to work here just to stay alive. Royal 2 comes in and finishes off a kill. Gets the second here. Frosty with the third. Now TOX have a chance to push back across the map and try and get some points on the board.
And by the way, in terms of camo, it was a very similar situation. Super CC was able to grab it, but he did get a burn as well. It was a few seconds later, so it'll be mid-30s now. But nice little lead here for the guys at Mentality. TOX, just like you said, having to work very hard in this match as well. And it's kind of a repeat of what we saw in the first game. Mentality is bringing the speed of collapse really well in this game.
And one thing that the guys from, how did Frosty just stay alive there for a second with the player flying over his head? But the thing the Mentality are doing really well is as soon as they're getting 2 or 3 kills, they're collapsing on that last player. How many times do we see Frosty get away, stay alive, and then pick up a double kill and just cause so much havoc? They're really communicating well, and they're obviously prioritizing the kills before they go for that objective, and it's working for them.
They really need to. They need to play this entire game all the way to that 100-point mark. They need to make sure they are killing that 4th player, because if you don't, that player will kill you, destroy your setup, and by the time their teammates spawn, you will have already lost control.
Well, it is TOX Gaming who are currently scoring. They have control of bottom mid and the yard. Light rifle in the hands of Royal 2 now, and 2 of his teammates picking up kills means that he can play this one a little bit slower. There you see TJ pushing forward aggressively, and little things like that, you know, the willingness to go forward there from Lethal. It's something that doesn't show up in stats, Andy, but that's why he's so vital to this team, as now you see 3 players fall for Mentality, and TOX are going to move in on the triple cap.
Camo any second, Royal 2 is going to be ready for it. Should be popping right about now, but he's going to have to wait before he can grab it.
I don't think he got it. I think the player managed to maybe get the burn on it there. I'm not sure if it's actually popped.
It was
yet.
just Zero pickup as we take a look to see exactly what happened to Zero. He did get taken down, and as you just see, so that will be a burn picked up right around the 30 mark.
And again, Frosty shut down, although, you know, the guys from TOX are still scoring. The Slays are pretty equal at the moment, just 2 kills between the 2 teams. And when you've got 50 points on the board for TOX Gaming, it's almost a surprise to see that. Lethal somehow manages to stay alive. Frosty comes in and helps him out. And now Snakebite's moving in on bottom middle after these kills have gone down. And he's going to be looking to convert. But again, look at the pressure that's coming in. He's having to work so hard for anything at the moment.
This is a numbers game. I mean, you could say that about any Strongholds game type. You could even extend that to any aspect of Halo 5. But you see right now, TOX are putting numbers in the areas that they need to, and that's the reason they've been able to continue this lead for this long.
And this is where concentration has to come in for Mentality. They can't get carried away or start to get their heads down, even though, you know, the score is still close, because TOX Gaming, before you know it, they will be relentless. And before we've even had a couple more kills, you know, the score can go up to 70 points, 80 points, and you can't have the game's over by then. So concentration and focus is huge here for Mentality.
Absolutely. Royal 2 continuing to run this nest area, gotten themselves another comfortable lead. Kills are pretty close though. Right now it is 48-42 with that last kill that you just saw. So only down by 6 in the kills category, but we're going to need to see something special from Mentality if they want to climb back in the game.
Yeah, and it looks like, again, TOX are starting to find their feet here. You see Royal 2 put himself in position to finish off kills. Snakebite picking up a couple of double kills to open things up for them, and now they're going for the triple cap. Royal 2 immediately leaving because it looks like he's got the call out. They're going to be spawning bottom nest, and surprise, surprise, Royal 2 has eyes on them already. But a big double kill again from a respawner there. Tolik doing a great job of making the numbers fall into Mentality's favor.
Yep, Royal 2 wisely knows he does not need to fight that nest battle. Instead, he just drops down to apply some pressure where he can. He's going to have some help coming in as well. So great veteran play there from Royal 2.
Oh, this is beautiful from Royal 2 there. Just playing the situation to a T. Moves in, captures bottom middle, 78-42 now. Survivability, the amount of damage that Royal 2 just did as well. He's making his teammates' life easy, not only his own. And now, look, he's just rotating around, and with Snakebite picking up this next camo, you start to worry for Mentality here. This one could be done.
This certainly could. He's going to give him free reign to pick up that double, and now they're going to go ahead and convert on this trip. Force those cafe flower spawns, and it's going to be really tough for the guys on Mentality to get out of this. This is probably going to be the trip cap that ends the game.
Yeah, it might well be, and you can see the Snakebites moving in, being aggressive on the respawners as well. He's going to come in behind another player. Double kill here for Snakebite. Do you want more? Of course you do. Triple kill for Snakebite on the flank with the camo. He's going to pretty much end this one for TOX.
He absolutely is. You're going to see Super CC fly right into Nest, but actually TOX has great pressure from posters already, so that's going to end the game right here on set.
Yeah, Snakebite picks up another one, and there it is. 2 2-1 now to TOX Gaming. They really just demolished their opponents in the second half of that game. But the first half, again, very, very tight. But it's that end game we've talked about this tournament. TOX Gaming, Splyce, all of these teams just seem to break hearts, and it's the end game that makes it so.
We got to look at these stats. These are some wild numbers. Frosty goes 22, 13, and 13. Royal 2 goes 18, 12, and 8. In the end, the second half of the game belonged all to TOX. 65-47 is the final tally in the kills column.
Yeah, and we didn't even mention Snakebite. 17, 11, and 11. You know, with
it's amazing that you don't mention a 17.
Just don't worry about that. Yeah,
because your teammates' stats are so strong. Those two guys, I mean, Frosty 22, 13, and 13. Royal 2 as well, 18 and 8. Big numbers from those guys. On the other side, we didn't see much. 17 and 16 from Onboard is really the only notable stat. But if you look at the final score there, it's really, the story is all TOX all day.
Yeah, it is, and you know, they just dominated towards the end. It was as soon as they got that triple cap, to be honest with you, things just came so much more difficult for Mentality. They played the first one pretty well, to be honest with you. They picked up a couple of kills and managed to stop the bleeding and turn the scoring around, but you saw Royal 2 and Snakebite, the duo, you know, the longest lasting duo, I think, of all time. And they really started to come to life together. You saw Snakebite starting kills, Royal 2 moving into positions to finish them off. And as soon as those two start working well together, it only spells good news here for TOX.
And Mentality is going to need to really take everything they learned off that first game and the few moments that we saw in the Strongholds Plaza and bring all of that into this oddball Eden, because we saw in the Strongholds that there were a few times where they're able to play real quick and they're able to collapse and they're able to get that last kill, make sure all four are dead, and then really control the pace of the game, determine where the game goes. We've seen a little bit of that from them, but they need to bring that in full force in this oddball Eden if they want to win this game. Really not a lot of room for error when you're talking about a game type like this.
Yeah, it's a really interesting game type as well, because normally when we see, you know, a high-seeded team go up against a lower-seeded team, we'll say, you know, if you throw oddball in there, maybe this is one of the game types that the lower-seeded team can take off of them. However, I feel like oddball on Eden is a really strong game type here for TOX. I think that they've absolutely nailed it down, and they're really good at controlling Overshield as well and making pushes, and Frosty just seems to use this map as we talked about it like a jungle gym, and you know, he's absolutely everywhere, putting himself in position to finish off kills, and Lethal picks up the first one here with a 5 on Jazero, and Frosty, surprise, surprise, he's going straight for that sniper rifle.
Yeah, and of course, no surprises there. As you see, he'll eventually get taken down, but I'm sure we'll see him with that weapon again. Onboard is going to get the sniper on the other side of the map. Royal 2's got a Hydra, though, putting on a show and connecting with some long-range rockets.
Onvor going to have a beatdown battle here, has the sniper rifle. Player below him, and it is Frosty who takes him down in the end. A little bit of ring around the rosy. Frosty just inspecting the body there, just making sure that there's nothing there that wasn't there before. I think he's pretty happy with it. Yeah, he's going to move on.
Yep, everything looks there, looks okay, checks out, and Frosty will now continue his spree. As you see, off the break, any notable stats to mention. Royal 2 already 3 kills on the board. It's going to let them rack up some early points. Snakebite very comfortable here, Top Cat. And we don't always see a Top Cat hold, right? He's very close to tower, so you could say this is more of a tower hold, but oh my word. Frosty just casual snapshot there. But what we see there is Snakebite sitting Top Cat, kind of top tower, lets him drop and shoot from so many different angles.
Jeez, Jazero. Oh, that's a rough one, man. That's a rough one. That was a disgusting shot there from Frosty, and it's so difficult to push when Frosty has the sniper rifle on this map. There's so little to combat it. You can maybe grab that light rifle, but if that player gets engaged with the battle, his ability to just use those quick scopes and the no scopes just makes pushing across the map so hard as he finds another one. And he almost gets the beautiful double.
He's going to push in and just clean up his kill anyway. That's a killing spree. They're up 51-0. I haven't seen anything from the side of Mentality in this game. Another kill from Frosty. He just hit the 6th kill mark. They're outslaying their opponents 15-5, now 16-5. This could be one of the fastest oddball Edens we ever see.
First objective here for Mentality Esports. Get a point on the board.
TOX is up 72-0, and Snakebite is 0-3-0.
He's having a lovely time, to be honest with you. He's just spectating the game. He's letting Frosty do everything at the moment. Jazero, though, finally a little spark here for Mentality Esports. Picks up a couple of kills, and there it is. I was going to say good news. They managed to get the oddball, but unfortunately for them, they've had to concede the overshield, and now Lethal's pushing in aggressively. Royal 2 picks up a kill. Lethal putting the pressure down and staying alive as well. Smarly, just because you've got that overshield, Andy, you don't have to make a reckless play. You just can buy a little bit more time for your teammates to get towards you.
Right, he's certainly taking advantage of that here. I have to say, this is statistically the strangest match of oddball I have ever seen in my life.
The bold claim.
Tolic has 1 kill. Snakebite has 2 kills. However, TOX is up 81-16 now.
Lethal's going to fall down on this player, lands the beat down to pick up 1 kill. A new sniper rifle popping in 10 seconds, as you can hear in game as well. Royal 2 is 5 in Super CC as well. And remember, it's just 150 points to win on this, Andy, as well. So TOX, you know, they've been dominant so far. And Lethal, again, picks up another kill with that grenade. Royal 2 picks up another beatdown, and it's deja vu, isn't it? Frosty going up towards Top Cat with the sniper rifle in hand, and don't be surprised to see some more medals popping up soon.
I hate to say it, but I think what you have here is a team that is very, very good at this game type versus a team that is not very good at this game type. And I think that's pretty darn clear. The way that they're playing this looks, I would expect to see something even more consistent from mentality, like in matchmaking, than what we're seeing right now at 105 to 60.
Frosty picks up the kill there. Almost misses, almost hits that shot, sorry, on the player, just sliding below him, and a couple of slides coming in, just saving the heads. To be honest, only momentarily though, as Envor's taken down by Frosty. Another player in front of him, cleans that one up. That's the double, and that's gonna be 3 dead as well here for the guys on Mentality Esports. 116 to 16. The only difference between the scores there was just the 1 in front of it.
Yep.
What else can you say?
I don't have much else.
It's so difficult to break down. It's just Mentality getting destroyed, sorry, right now.
This has been a very close series. This game has been anything but. If we take a look at the numbers, right now, TOX has 37 kills, Mentality with 13, and now only 15 points away from closing this out. As TOX, they're going to win maybe get this overshield as well, but not to worry. Now only 10 points, and the stick.
No, Royal 2!
Okay.
Oh, just,
okay.
I think it's time.
Yep. Normally, I don't agree with.
I think it's time to maybe just end it. Thank you, TOX. We appreciate the mercy rule was put into effect there after that play for Royal 2. Crazy way to end things out. Unfortunately, for the guys on Mentality Esports, that game they will not want to see again, but TOX dominant in that game.
I was wondering if anyone was going to get to 15 kills by the end. Royal 2 does it. He goes 15, 5, and 5. Yeah, TOX making that look way too easy. And you know, if you're on the side of Mentality, it's a shame because they put up what I would say was a pretty darn good series, with the exception of that last game. TOX really running away, of course, is, you know, once you kind of have a 100-point deficit, I'm sure they gave in a little bit, so we have to add that on, because the guys of Mentality, like I said in the beginning of the series, I don't mean to take anything away from them. These are very talented Halo 5 players.
Oh, for sure,
We'll take a look at the stats in just a moment, but, of course, that last game, not their best showing. TOX really ending it on a strong note.
Yeah, very much.